What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Adirondack Audible, and welcome to my very first video on the channel. Today, we're going to be kicking things off with my picks and predictions for the absolutely stacked UFC 322 card going down tonight at the one and only Madison Square Garden. Pretty much every single day, I either listen to, watch, or talk about sports with friends and family. So for years, I've wanted to take all that passion and energy I pour into being a sports fan and build something that I could share with people. I think that's a dream a lot of us sports fans have in common. So before we dive in, I just want to say thank you to everyone for checking out this video. It means the world to me. And as I get better at this, you can expect at least one video a week covering the biggest stories in the NBA, NFL, plus predictions for those leagues, and of course, the UFC. And without further ado,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
all right, and fight one of the night, and we're already starting the card off with the bang. We got Beneil Dariush taking on Benoit, the God of War, Saint Denis. This is a tricky fight to call, in my opinion, but I think I'm going to lean confidently towards Saint Denis. Dariush is 36 now, so he's getting up there, and the main thing that's been sticking out with me from his recent run is how often he's been finished. Yeah, I just remember his losses recently and not his wins. But on the other hand, Saint Denis has put together a couple wins in a row, but at the same time, his loss against Dustin Poirier is still really vivid in my mind right now. So this is a tough one to call. But this matchup does feel almost guaranteed to end in a submission RTKO. BSD has the nickname God of War for a reason. He doesn't do slow, boring fights. It's going to be chaos, I think. I think Dariush is going to try and take this to the ground, but I think Saint Denis is going to get the better of those scrambles and he'll handle the grapple exchanges better. I'm picking BSD for the money line for the official bet later, but I think he's going to get the TKO. Moving on to the second fight of the night, we have another exciting matchup. Former UFC champ Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. Leon is coming in at a height and reach disadvantage, but he is a former champ. Carlos is a pure finishing machine, while Leon usually racks up wins by decision. He's a decision merchant, let's be honest. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of Rocky, but I think I'm taking him in this one. He has been on a two-fight losing streak against Bilal Muhammad. He lost his belt to him, and then Sean Brady. But before that, he was on a four-fight win streak, including that one that we all know against Kamaru Usman in the last couple seconds of the fight. Carlos Prates, I don't really know too much about him, honestly, but he was on a pretty impressive streak before losing to Ian Machado Gary not too long ago. But yeah, it's hard not to root for Rocky. You guys should check out this YouTube channel, Patrick Gavia. He makes great documentaries about UFC fighters. And once you watch that, you have to be a fan. But yeah, my gut tells me we're in for another one of those classic moments tonight. You know the phrase. Next up, we got Sean Brady taking on Michael Morales, though I'm gonna call him Miles because of Spider-Man. Sean brings the experience to this fight, but Miles has the reach advantage and the momentum of an undefeated fighter. He's 18-0, but Sean's really not too far off. He's 18-1. Miles, the young up-and-comer, is looking to make a big name for himself tonight, and with nearly all of his wins coming by TKO, he's proven he knows how to finish fights. I'm feeling confident that Miles' streak is going to continue. He could very well score the biggest win of his young UFC career tonight. On the feet, I think he has the power and precision to knock Sean out, but if the fight hits the mat, Sean's grappling, especially his submissions, which have earned him wins in 4 of his last 7 fights, including one over Leon Edwards, former UFC champ. It's going to get pretty dangerous for Michael. Um, with all that said, I'm hopping on the Michael Morales bandwagon tonight. I think he's going to make a statement and announce himself to the world. I mean, in his last couple fights, he beat Gilbert Burns and Neil Magny. So I think he's looking pretty good. Now, Sean, he has not been fighting scrubs either. He's beat Leon Edwards, Gilbert Burns, and Kelvin Gastelum recently. So he's on a roll himself. So we're in for a treat with this fight. Finally made it to the co-main event, and wow, what a fight we have tonight. Both of these fights are going to really be incredible. We have Valentina Shevchenko taking on Zhang Weili. These are two of the most decorated fighters in UFC history, and they're true icons of the women's division. Shevchenko, with her 7 consecutive title defenses, is in my opinion the UFC women's GOAT. Her counter striking is among the best MMA has ever seen, so her defense makes it rare for a clean shot to land. With her elite striking, underrated grappling, and high fight IQ, it's no wonder she has 14 wins in the UFC in under 10 years. Then there's Zhang Weili, the first Chinese-born UFC champion. She's coming in with a lot of confidence and courage. She's made the bold move to vacate her strawweight belt just to challenge Shevchenko at flyweight. Weili is relentless. Her pace, conditioning, and versatility make her a nightmare for every opponent she's faced so far. She can strike, clinch, or grapple, and she adapts faster than almost anyone in the game. This fight is monumental. Shevchenko is the GOAT for women's MMA, but Weili is here to make a statement. So, I gotta go with Weili tonight. She's stepping up to the challenge, and I believe she has what it takes to shake up the MMA world and to carve her name into history as the 11th double champ at the same time. This is it, the moment we've all been waiting for. We have Jack Della Maddalena making his first welterweight title defense against the one and only Islam Makhachev. He's a fighter who's been steadily building a case for GOAT status. Islam has moved up from lightweight, and he aims to become either the 11th or 12th double champ in UFC history. He's coming in with 4 title defenses at lightweight against legends like the Australian Alexander Volkanovski and Dustin the Diamond Poirier. He's also riding a 15-fight win streak, which is just one shy of the all-time consecutive win record, which is held by Anderson Silva, who to me is probably the GOAT. Moving up in weight also means Islam gets to avoid cutting at least 23 pounds, giving him extra strength and endurance in the cage. His wrestling and sambo are world class, and he's a submission threat from every position. He's going to be the closest fighter we'll ever get to Khabib. Over the years, we've seen him grow not just on the ground, but as a striker too. So he's very well rounded and very dangerous. Now, Jack, he is an elite boxer, and his fights are always exciting, but in my opinion, this is a whole different challenge. On the ground, Islam's skills and experience are on another level. Most fighters might hold their own for a little bit, but eventually Islam finds a way to break through. So unless Jack lands something huge early, I see Islam taking control, finding a submission, and continuing his historic run. I personally think it's going to be a lesson in dominance tonight. But Jack does have a couple impressive wins recently, so there's always a chance. All right, we're going to kind of end off the video here with just a quick recap of my picks in the form of a DraftKings bet slip. So we got Islam Makhachev, Zhang Weili, Miles Morales, Leon Edwards, and Benoit Saint Denis, all parlayed. We got 5 picks here for plus 21.87, $5 for 114. Hopefully we'll have that first video luck here and we'll hit on all 5 of these. I'm pretty confident. I'm iffy actually because of Miles Morales, but if anything, I think we're going to go 4 for 5 here.
Money, money, money.
All right, everybody. That wraps up my UFC 322 picks and predictions, and officially my very first video. If you're still here, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I'm genuinely excited to start creating more content and sharing my thoughts with you all. If you enjoyed this even a little, please hit the subscribe button for the Adirondack Audible. I promise these videos are only going to get better and longer from here. Be sure to tune in before next Sunday for my full NFL Week 11 recap, my picks for NFL Week 12, and a segment that I think is going to be fun where I reveal my favorite NFL team and why. Thanks again for the support, and I'll see you on the next one.